Hey, I'm living La Vida Loca, and this is what I did last week. I forgot that the one button rotation came out a few weeks ago, so I checked that out, and overall it seems to work pretty well. It does mostly the correct rotation. For example, if I'm an AoE spec but doing a single target fight, it'll still do the AoE rotation, which obviously isn't right. I'm noticing that it's hitting execute, which isn't something I typically use. So for the most part, it's fine, but I am noticing some things that aren't dynamically changing or aren't exactly accurate. I want to play a little bit more with that this week. I'm definitely curious to see how it works on alts that I don't know that well, because at least on my warrior, I do prefer doing the rotation even in easy content like a mount run or a tier 1 delve. But running a dungeon on an alt that I don't really play often while I watch a YouTube video on the other screen, honestly that sounds great, because right now if I do that, I'm doing fine, I guess. I kind of know the basic stuff and I'll just be spamming 1, 2, 3, 4. But this way I could actually be doing better DPS while also helping the group and progressing my character while also watching YouTube videos or a movie or whatever I want to do. And overall, it doesn't even seem that bad in terms of DPS. Like, I definitely wasn't top of the charts when we went in on Heroic Liberation of Undermine. But I was kind of about where I would expect to be if I was doing my rotation normally by myself. So that was nice to see. Overall, it seems to work fine. Where I'll probably have some time to do that is starting this week. Blizzard announced that Collector's Bounty is happening for the entire month of July, which is where dungeons and raids before Dragonflight have a up to 10 times higher drop rate, up to 25 actually in some cases they said, chance to drop mounts and transmog. If you've been following me, you know that I need the Blazing Drake from Dragon Soul, and it is just the mount that doesn't exist and doesn't ever want to drop no matter how many times I run it. And I feel like if I don't get it in July, I just, like, it doesn't exist and I'm never going to get it. So I need to run this on as many alts as I can. There's a couple of Legion mounts. I know there's Tashalak from the second last boss of that one raid. There's some BFA mounts. It would just be really nice to get all that checked off and just be able to focus on Dragonflight and later. And with raid skips now being account wide, it just is so nice. My thoughts on this event though are, on one hand, I love that they're doing it so that personally and selfishly I can finally get the mounts that I've been farming for ages. But on the other hand, truthfully, a part of me does feel a negative way about it. The amount of times that I've run Ulduar, ICC, Tempest Keep, Sethic Halls, or any other dungeon and raid for a mount was kind of pointless because the drop rate is now buffed, even if it's for a month. But still, it kind of makes it feel like I wasted my time, and instead of doing 1,000 Sethic Halls runs, maybe I could have just waited and done 10. Overall, I like that they're doing this, but I can't help but feel a little bit like my time has been wasted now. From there, it was a pretty quiet week. I wasn't feeling too well again, so I didn't do a whole lot. But one of the things I was doing is I went into Delves, and I was doing tier 11s as a Fury Warrior, and then when I got to the last boss, I switched into Prot spec. It was just much quicker and very easy to do this, to get the progress towards the achievement to do all delves at a tier 11 as a tank. I just wish I had done this earlier when I was running 11s consistently, because right now I'm just doing whatever the 2 overcharged delves are per day if I have enough keys. And then ideally I get all the 11s done that way, but maybe there'll be a couple of stragglers that I haven't got to. I'll just go do them non-bountiful, get the achievement done. And then I just gotta do it as heals, so hopefully I get that done sooner than later and not have to worry about any more delve achievements besides just doing them. Spent some time in time walking again this week with Mists of Pandaria, which I'm still burnt out. I don't know about all of you, but Remix just completely burned me out on all things MoP. So just running these dungeons again, I just hate it. So it was not that fun, but I try to do at least a few on both my Shaman and my Mage, like I said. So even outside of Turbulent Timeways, ideally just, a couple dungeons every time walking will be nice. And then whatever I don't have at level 80 by the time the pre-expansion event starts for midnight, hopefully that is as good as a catch-up thing as all the other ones were, where I could just get to level from 70 to 80 really quick, because then I'll just get whatever alts I don't have to level 80 at that point. And then the last thing I was working on this week when I had the time was the Priest Legion campaign. It's nice to put on some YouTube videos at the end of the night and not really pay attention while I run around doing stuff, but just slowly working my way through that. Eventually I would like to have all the Legion campaigns done on each class to get that feat of strength, and I imagine there will probably be something related to that when the Legion meta comes out eventually. Moving into mounts this week, the only new one that I got was the Dark Fuse Chompactor. I love the name of it. It's from getting rank 17 with the Galagio, but I don't really like the look of it at all. Looks like my orc is going to crush him. For achievements, I didn't get a whole lot more. I only got 30 more points, so I'm ending the week at 46,510. With lore walking starting, I got the Rise of the Red Dawn achievement. I got the Excessive Experimentation achievement, which is to perform alchemical research 100 times. This is such a waste of herbs and gold. I hate this, and anyone who's an alchemist I'm sure hates this too. This is just awful. I don't know why this is the way that it is. Then I also got the Overflowing Algari Flasks achievement, which is to know all of the War Within flask recipes. as well as the plentiful Algari potions, which is to know all the War Within potion recipes. With that, the only profession achievement I have left in the War Within is to get all of the professions to max level. I'll probably start working on that once I'm done the Wrath stuff, but that is everything that I want to talk about and all the things that happened to me last week. But let me know what's going on in your world. What are you up to in game? What are you going to be farming with the Collector's Bounty? Have you tried the 1-button rotation? What are your thoughts on it if you have, or if you haven't? Is there any new games or movies you've watched? Let me know everything in the comments. I'd love to read about it. If you like these casual checkups every week where we talk about WoW, give this video a thumbs up because it does help me out. And if you're already subscribed to this channel, I love you so much. Thank you for that. But if you're not and you keep getting these videos recommended and you like them, you should consider subscribing because that way they go straight to your sub box. You don't have to go looking for them. They're always there. And you'll know as soon as I post a video instead of waiting for the algorithm to get to you. If you're looking for something else to watch, I made a video going over all of Blizzard's legal agreements that I posted a couple weeks ago. Just a bunch of stuff that has a bunch of useful info in there for you. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, click the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching. I love you lots. Have yourself a fantastic week. Hopefully whatever you farm drops. I love you lots. I'll talk at you next week. Bye.